Hello and welcome. Today on the sofa we have Rob, who is running for Educations Officer. Please tell us a bit about yourself and why you're running for this position.
Well, I'm currently the Mature and Part-Time Students Officer here at Leicester. Before that, I was a course rep for 5 years. I had 3 years on Union Council, including 2 on the Education Zone. I was a councillor before they invented zones, which gives you some idea of just how long I've been around. And I'm running because I think education is the most important role. I think I can do it well, and fundamentally because people ask me to. So I suppose they think I offer something other candidates don't.
Is that your motivation, the people that are telling you to run, or do you have something else that's motivating you?
The fact that people have asked me, and a diverse range of people, this is something different for me. I don't see it as a stepping stone to a political career on the national stage or anything like that. I'm from Leicester. I'm all about Leicester and the university. I've seen it create tremendous positive change in people, and I'd like to contribute to that, and I think I can do it.
Okay, so going on with your contribution, if you were elected, what would your number one priority be?
My number one priority is about including students from groups who until now have been seen as poor relations. I'm talking about part-timers, I'm talking about distance learners, I'm talking about mature students. They make us up a substantial proportion of the student body, but they don't get their fair share of attention support. Because I come from that background myself, I'm in a better position than any of the other candidates to reach out to those people and bring them in and give them their share of the Leicester experience.
Okay, so earlier on you mentioned, you were course rep for 5 years. How might you encourage students to, take the initiative and get in touch with course reps this time round? Because, sometimes students kind of hold back from, reaching out to course reps.
From my own experience, I say that if students have to reach out to course reps, it's already too late. The role of the course rep is to be reaching out to students. Just grab them for a few minutes between lectures or coffee in the square and just ask them how they're doing. If you've got any sense, you'll be able to say, yes, this guy's doing okay, or no, this girl's struggling a bit, and perhaps I need to give her a bit more time.
So what would you say to students that, let's say they need some help or some guidelines, and they're not too comfortable about, coming to a course rep and speaking to them about it? How would you go about that?
First thing I would say is that the education officers themselves has to be approachable and take responsibility. I would always say, if you feel you can't speak to your own course rep for whatever reason, come and see me. I will make myself available to talk to you and to listen.
So within the uni, it's fair to say it's one of the most diverse unis. There's a lot of diversity involved. And we offer this major-minor systems which allow students to choose a language for their minor degree. Since it is so diverse, would you think it's beneficial for international students to have English as a minor?
I think that would have to be a decision for the individual student. I don't think it would be helpful to try and say, well, because you're from another country, you've got to do English as a minor because we don't think your language skills are good enough. From students from some backgrounds, patently that's not true. Some of them are as fluent as natives, and there would be no point. For others, if they're perhaps not so confident, then I think the thing would be to sell the positives of it. It's not just going to be about rote learning by language. English is a huge subject. We know that from the number of English students who take English.
Okay. So the previous education officer before you, they had attempted to make, all the departments paper free. But however, this change hasn't yet been made. Not all departments are following this. How would you carry this goal forward? What would you add to this to make all departments paper free?
Well, the paper free initiative is something that was started under Jordan Nikolov, the previous education officer. And I know Lily's made some progress with it. There are structural problems. Some departments just aren't set up for it, and some insist on multiple paper copies. The union has been struggling with that for a number of years. I'm in favour of sustainability. There's an excellent online module that can be done through Blackboard. I would encourage all students to take that.
Okay, so in terms of exams, many departments don't offer feedback for exams. Assuming you were planning to bring this into effect, how would you go about this?
Well, my own department is one of a number. I'm from Lifelong Learning. My department's a number that have trialled exam feedback. And they haven't been entirely happy with the results because very few students have taken it up. I have to say, on one occasion, I was the only one who actually went to see their exam script. If there isn't the demand for it, I don't see how we're going to be able to roll it out. Personally, I found it very useful. If we can help to spread that message, people who have been, seen their scripts and think, yes, I could have done that better, I could have done that differently. It makes a big difference seeing it in black and white, if you like. If we could get that message out that, yes, it's useful, even if it means sort of staying late one day to go and see your script, then perhaps we can do that.
So you plan to develop the course rep system, which is already in place. How do you plan on going about that?
But the problem we've always had is retaining interest and engagement. We have a lot of very enthusiastic course reps starting every September, October, and by Christmas we're usually down to a few hardy enthusiasts. We're clearly not doing something right if people are dropping like flies. I think some of it is just about maintaining people's interest. It's about building on sort of the efforts we've had to develop a buddy system, where more experienced course reps team up with 2 or 3 younger course reps and introduce them to it, just so they've got somebody to talk to lean on, and help maintain that enthusiasm. And obviously I think some of it is down to the personality and enthusiasm of the education officer.
Definitely. So before we end off this interview, we're going to play a quick game.
Oh yes.
Okay, so it's a word association game.
Right.
Right, so I'm going to fire out some words for you, and first word that comes into your head, just shout it out.
Okay.
Okay, so union.
Engagement.
Education.
Important.
Students.
Even more important.
Inspiration.
Learning.
Rob.
Quizzing.
Lust.
Best TV there is.
Goal.
Leicester City.
Change.
Is important.
Leicester.
Is the best.
Thank you so much, Rob. Good luck for the election.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.